On this week's episode of The Edge, you're joining myself, Joe Eppele, as well as my friend Michael Hunter, as we're hunting whitetail here on Horseback with Bows and Bullets Outfitters in the Duck Mountains with Pat. So on this week's episode, we're hunting here right along the Saskatchewan border, but we're in Manitoba, just about an hour north of Roblin. Honestly, Michael and I think we're grinning ear to ear, smiling so much. You know, whatever.
Live on the edge, 'cause brother, win or lose, it's all what you do with the chance you're given. Yeah, through the wind and rain, you feel your heart pounding. You got one shot, what you got? Tell me what's it gonna be? You gotta make the most of this opportunity. If others fail, make sure you succeed.
The Edge is brought to you by Browning Canada, Canadian Tire, G5 Broadheads, Prime Archery, High Mountain Seasonings, Hornady, Victory Archery, The Carbon Arrow Experts, Vortex Canada, Wolverine Guns and Tackle, Modular Driven Technologies, Sticks and Stones Anglers and Hunters, Off Grid Food Company, and these fine sponsors.
Quiet Cat is the best hunting and overlanding e-bike in the world. Created from the bottom up to be overbuilt and overpowered. Don't be fooled by imitations. Quiet Cat, where the road ends, the adventure begins.
Joining me on this hunt is longtime friend Michael Hunter. Steve was supposed to join me. When Steve had to back out, I thought it was a no-brainer, and I reached out to Michael, and he dropped everything and said absolutely he'd love to join me. Well, we just landed in Regina after our connecting flight earlier. We're waiting on our luggage.
I didn't have to get roped very hard into coming on this hunt.
As soon as the bags come in, we're gonna jump in the rental and we're off to Roblin, Manitoba to meet Pat, and then he's gonna take us back in the bush to our camp setup. But we made it here and really, really excited about what's about to happen. Just gonna make a last minute stop here at the Canadian Tire, grab some things that we forgot at home. It happens every trip. And then we gotta get on the road. We got about a 2-hour drive before we meet Pat. So here we go.
My name's Pat Berkson, and my outfit is called Bows and Bullets Outfit. I've been operating since 1988. Someone asked me one time why I became an outfitter, and the only thing I could come up with, it's the only legal way I could keep hunting deer for 3 or 4 weeks every year. Well, it's a new experience for them, and that's what we're here for, is to give a person an outdoor experience, the horseback experience. A lot of people that come here for 10, 20 years. We are right here right now, and I hunt up into these cuts.
So we're fed well and had a big hearty breakfast. First thing you see when we open up our door to our wall tent is a bunch of horses getting their saddles put on, tied up under these Christmas lights. So it was something picturesque out of one of these Hallmark movies. Jumped on our horses and we're heading out into the bush and down this beautiful horse trail that Pat and his team have cut over the years. And thick frost on all the branches, and we had this pink sunrise. Honestly, Michael and I think we're grinning ear to ear. My cheeks are me cramping all night from smiling so much today.
Growing up on a horse farm, when I found out it was a whitetail hunt on horseback, I was pretty excited.
The morning's been beautiful so far. Riding the horses through these trees is just gorgeous. You can tell Michael's a natural. Vince is picking it up quick, and these horses are great temperaments, so they make it easy. We're gonna get them some water right now and then head back farther in the bush. In order to be successful on this hunt, most important thing on my to-do list is to listen to Pat. This man has been hunting these areas for 40 years and guiding for over 30 years. I can't say enough about finding individuals who are experienced and understand an area. Well, we've been riding in for about an hour now, maybe an hour and a half. We're gonna hike around for a bit. Pat's got some spots he wants to show us.
So Pat, in your time here, how many deer have you harvested out of this area?
Probably closer to 300, 250 for sure. I've been here hunting here with clients for about 31 years. We're kind of in the center of the Duck Mountains. What we have is a bunch of river valleys here that flow west primarily. And what it does, it gives you a lot of grassy slopes. And if you're on the south side of a mountain, that's where your grass grows all the time. So that's feed for the deer, that's cover for the deer, that's bedding for the deer. And if you got the spruce mixed in with it, that's where they need to live. They need the green to stay alive.
We've been hiking for an hour and a half and we've already passed on her. Seen 2 nice bucks. One of them's definitely an up-and-comer and one of them's close to a shooter right now. So it's pretty cool on the way in. We're riding with Pat and you can tell he really loves it out here. I see why.
We can access country that a lot of other people can't. And for that reason, I use the horses. I can.
There's a deer.
Back home, I hunt in Ontario. We don't have a lot of deer. We have some really nice big deer, but we don't have as many of the numbers as they do in Manitoba, and especially where we are right now. So I got really excited. My heart was pounding. I was shaking like a leaf.
I'm shaking. It's okay. Did I miss him completely?
I think so.
Oh, there he is. He's walking across the top.
I've never missed a deer, man. I have no, like, I was trembling like it was my first deer. Like I was like, woo. Like I couldn't even like, I thought I had like zeroed in on him and I think I shot over top of him.
Yeah.
I definitely was not ready. I didn't think we'd see a deer there so quickly. And I didn't think that Joe would give me the honors to shoot first. So just totally took me by surprise. Set up the tripod really quick, threw the rifle on top, and I was not ready. My heart was pounding. I was half out of breath from the hike, and nerves just set in. It was like shooting a deer for the first time. It was really funny to get so nervous, and I shot clear over his back.
I missed my first deer in my whole life. We walked up on a nice buck and my nerves were going. I was half out of breath and just completely missed him. So it happens. Clean miss is the best miss if it's gonna happen. So there'll be more. First morning, first hour of our hike. Nice buck comes out. He's shaking but not stirred.
And the hunt today was absolutely amazing. I grew up on a horse farm, and there's some serious nostalgia today, getting on a horse and riding through the wilderness. It was amazing.
Here we are, day 2. Last minute change in plans. It was a cloudy night, got a little bit of snow. So we know the deer were gonna be moving really well. So we actually rode into the same spot we tied up yesterday. We're gonna come at it a slightly different direction though. Michael's gonna go back in the same stand. How cool is that? Great start to day 2. First thing, as we get into the clearing, sitting there for a little bit, and this buck comes walking up right at us, head down sniffing for does. Stopped on this stump right at about 18 yards, posed for us for a while. You know it's gonna be a good day. We could tell that the cold was getting it moving. Worked over, sat on the next ridge, saw a little spike, and I really wanted to get back to this back corner where we had seen a bunch of does yesterday. Right when we got back there, we took a look and see a deer come bouncing out of the bushes, and tell Vince to get ready, get the camera ready. And this beautiful buck comes hopping out. It's a nice 9-point, couldn't tell at first, and had the shooting sticks ready, had the gun on him. Told Vince, get the camera ready, I think he's a shooter. Tried to set up on him a few times, but he was heading away from us, chasing some does. He's still just walking in on the looking at him. He's just a little young, really nice genetics, good looking deer, but just not quite what we're looking for here. It was tough holding back, I won't lie. I'm a meat hunter most of the time, but I promised Pat we'd get him a nice one. So I'm doing my best. Expected big things for day 3. He gave me a few shot opportunities, but I started getting a little hesitant. We ran in after him, closed some ground, trying to get a closer shot and a better look at him. And by the time I did get a good good solid look at him, I decided again we'd pass on him. But again, another nice 9. So passed on 2 9s on day 2. I might shoot myself later for that one.
You have no idea how hard it was to pass on that buck. It's killing me a bit inside right now.
When you're seeing this many deer and you're having such a great time out here in the woods, that you just don't want it to come to an end. And every time I had that scope up to my eye and I getting ready to put my finger on the trigger, you just know that once you pull that trigger, you can't take the bullet back. Still lots of hunting left.
Just heard Michael shoot, and I got the message. Buck down. He said, nice shot. 200 yards. It's an 8 to 10 point. He's not 100% sure. But he's pumped on it. Sounds like it's a good buck. So we're going to back out of our hunt, head over there, give him a hand, see what he got.
Look at that buck. Come here. Oh, you got to be happy with that.
I'm so happy, man. The buck I got almost got away. I didn't notice him until he was halfway across this clear cut. And he came out with his nose down. He was on the scent of a doe and he was trotting across the clear cut. I couldn't really make out his rack, so I'm fumbling, trying to grab my rangefinder. And I thought, I can't miss this deer. I grabbed my rifle and I yelled at him. I said, hey! And he didn't stop, and I yelled, hey! And then he stopped and turned around, and then I just shot him. So I could see that they were big, but I didn't know if he was a 10 or an 8, and they just looked just kind of a nice size past his ears, and I couldn't pass. I've never shot a 10 point, so I was hoping he was a 10, and I couldn't let this one walk off.
He's a real pretty buck, a good representation of the species here. He's a Dakota whitetail, yeah. He's a little dark in the chest, but he could be a cross or something, but he's a dandy. I like him.
Pat, I can't say enough about Pat and the boys. He is an incredible guide and put us on. There's deer everywhere here. I saw a couple does go by this morning, and then 30 seconds behind, a little 6-point kind of chasing them, and it was a beautiful morning.
You know, one of the reasons I love hunting with Michael is that regardless of how much success and fame, if you will, he's received over the years, he's stayed the same guy that I knew back before it all happened. You know, you don't find too many people like that. Well done, Michael.
Thanks, man.
Great job.
Yeah.
Well, Michael, it looks like you've got us some dinner here. What are you going to prepare for us tonight?
I'm gonna see how you guys fancy eating the heart. You eat the heart?
Yeah, deer heart's good. I like it.
I think that's always my celebratory meal, is eating the animal's heart.
Oh,
And,
perfect. Well, let's get going. I'm hungry.
Me too.
You bet.
One of my favorite cuts from the deer is actually the heart. What I like to do is just cut this into steaks. Cut this into kind of like 1/2 inch. That's sort of a perfect cut. It has sort of the same texture as a tenderloin. You want to eat it medium at most, as long as you don't overcook it. And then the other trick is you put salt and pepper on it before you cook it. So the trick with searing any meat or fish is a hot pan. That's the sound you're looking for. It's hot enough. What you're looking for is that brown. So this is actually one of my mom's recipes, mashed rutabaga. Just boil it till it's really, really tender, and I'll mash it with a bit of brown sugar and butter. I'll adjust it to the way you want. Caramelized onions are a great touch, so that's what I've done.
All right, let's see what we got here. Looks perfect right now.
Oh, that was delicious. He knows how to do it. Michael's a wonderful cook and a wonderful guy to be out in the bush with. He appreciates so much about everything here. And I appreciate that.
Michael, great job on the shot. Glad you didn't do too much damage to the heart.
Doesn't get much better than that. That's delicious.
Day 3, back into the same spot. We contemplated moving areas and going and checking out some new grounds, but we had 6 does back in there yesterday and the day before, so we know it's only a matter of time before some big boys move in. I don't think we're going to need a 4th day in the bush here the way things have been going. Feeling good, feeling deadly today.
We're not 5 minutes into our morning hike here, and come over this ridge and we're already on our first buck. Curious little buck staring at us. Not sure what to make of us. We've made our way back into the same area where we spotted all the bucks yesterday. We're gonna sit up here on this ridge. We're gonna do some calling. There's deer everywhere out here.
You know, there's a few times where I was setting up and I thought it might be the moment that I was going to harvest my buck for this show, but I hesitated and I had thought about it for a while before I came to that point. So I don't know. That buck. It wasn't that immediate decision. 100%, that's the buck for me. I was ready to pull the trigger, but at the same time, I wasn't upset that he ran away either. And he just wasn't the right buck for me today. Meh.
Early morning, day 4. Rode the horses into a new spot up here. Everything's freezing up. Our hands and toes are chilly. I caught a pretty nasty cough last night too, which is adding to everything, so bundled up nice and warm. Pat's got some exciting spots he wants to show us. Excited for how the day's gonna go, looking forward to it. Day 4, back at the horses. Not much action today. Covered a lot of ground, checked out some swampy marsh areas. There's a lot of sign, but nothing really fresh. Heading back to camp with our tail between our legs today. Hopefully Jim saw more at his stand, and we're gonna come up with a fresh plan for day 5. Day 5 is our last day. Big things have to happen in the morning.
They don't always give you all the time in the world. You have to make your mind up then. It's no one's decision but his in the end.
I think I'm going to be a little more lenient with what I'm looking for. I've been trying to be quite selective. I showed Pat some of the images and he said we're getting closer and closer.
Last day, got it done. Beautiful buck. I was in the dumps. I was questioning every thought I made, passing on some of those beautiful bucks. I'm shaking, grinning ear to ear. If you guys want an amazing experience that is unparalleled, you got to get out here with bows and bullets. Call Pat. This smile says it all. Passed a lot of bucks this week and I was really questioning myself, but this is a dandy 10-point, biggest buck we've seen yet. Look at that dark chocolate. Beautiful thick eye guards. Great mass. Easily biggest buck we've seen yet. So many people to thank. Edge Season 10. Thank you guys so much for bringing me on the team. All of our sponsors who make this possible. And we wouldn't be out here doing this if it wasn't for you guys. All of you at home who follow along as we go on these journeys. It means the world to me to be out here. Well, Pat, I can't thank you enough for bringing me out here. Honestly, this is a hunt of a lifetime, and I hope this is the first of many.
Joe's been great to hunt with. I've enjoyed every day we've been out there.
Pat, on behalf of myself, Michael, and the rest of the team at Wild TV, I'd like to thank you for having us out here. You know, we had an absolutely amazing experience.
You guys done really well. I appreciate it.
We've been looking forward to this hunt for a long time, and hopefully this is the first of many hunts.
I hope so.
Thank you very much. We're heading into town. We're gonna go meet the taxidermist. Very bittersweet leaving camp, but we got a truckload of meat and my buck's sitting in the back, so nothing to complain about.
I think mine's a little bigger, Joe.
We've arrived at Boggy Creek Taxidermy. Mel, how we doing?
Hey, we're doing okay.
Good to see you.
Hi, Joe. What do you got here?
You tell me, how'd I do?
Well, that looks nice. This is nice and dark.
Yeah,
See
I
how
love the
dark
dark.
that is?
Yeah.
That is super cool.
So you think you can help me out?
You bet I can.
Right there. Okay, 24, that's 3 inches then.
Hey Joe, come here.
His legs, down, yeah.
Want to see my score?
I don't think I do. What was I again? 136?
You're 134.
134?
Is it 134?
No, it was 136.
Oh, 138.
Oh, was it 138 or
I thought you were
136?
134.
It's 138.
Yours looks bigger though.
I cannot say enough great things about Pat. It's just an incredible experience. These guys are legends. I have never seen this many deer before in my life. So it's, I feel truly honored and blessed to be here.
Just an amazing experience. This is something that I'm going to take with me forever. If you guys get a chance, I cannot recommend looking Pat up enough. This is what he has running around the bush. You saw the deer that we passed up on. And to still be able to come out last day and close a tag on something like this. Words can't describe it. And that's a wrap for this week's episode of The Edge. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you follow myself as well as Steve and Eric on social media as we continue to travel the world and go on some amazing hunts and sharing them with you guys.
The Edge is brought to you by Browning Canada, Canadian Tire, G5 Broadheads, Prime Archery, High Mountain Seasonings, Hornady, Victory Archery, The Carbon Arrow Experts, Vortex Canada, Wolverine Guns and Tackle, Modular Driven Technologies, Sticks and Stones Anglers and Hunters, Off Grid Food Company, and these fine sponsors.